afternoon. I'm Russ Fidel. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders of ThingWorx, and this is John Canosa. He'll be co-presenting with me. John will be doing the hard technical work. I'll be doing the upfront fluff work. 15 minutes, we are going to have you drinking through a fire hose because we're actually going to go into our development platform and build something. Build something that integrates the business systems and voice systems all on the fly while we're here. So I'm going to spend about 5 minutes telling you a little bit about ThingWorx history, what we set out to do as a business, and kind of where we are and where we see ourselves different in the market today. So the first thing, everyone sees the left-hand bubble, the 50 billion. Everyone's heard this number. There's 50 billion smart things that are going to be deployed in the next 8 years. But no one's ever brought up the idea of how many applications will it take to generate business value from those devices and those smart things. So we conservatively estimate there'll be about 5 million applications will be required to generate business value out of these 50 billion things. So that was really what we set out to do in ThingWorx, was to address that one problem. How do you build those apps essentially an order of magnitude faster than what the current technology allows you to do? And so we formed the company in 2009, spent 2 years developing our platform, went commercial really about 1.5 years ago with all pieces of the platform, and have achieved a great deal of success and momentum with our partners and with our customers today. And I'll tell you a little bit about that. So our value prop is build and run applications 10 times faster than with any other approach. It's been proven out in our customers and our partner markets, so we're pretty confident in that thing. The 3 things that we would say are different about us is, one is we have a complete and modern and end-to-end platform for the Internet of Things or machine-to-machine. The second, we've designed it to be deployable in any way that is typically required in the connected world. And the third is that we've really come up with a true platform and a true platform model, not only technologically, but from a business model perspective. So our core platform has pretty much all layers in the stack, sort of ubiquitous connectivity in our device connection layer. So we support standards like MQTT, OPC, BACnet. We support custom protocols. We have a patented agent technology that you can embed on equipment. We also partner with a lot of the major device cloud companies. Eurotech, they were here earlier today presenting. Shout out to you guys. And so we look at device data as being, it's going to come from a lot of sources, not just from our own communication infrastructure. And we also do partner and integrate with most of the device control platforms also, like Ericsson DCP, Enphase, et cetera. On top of the device layer, we have a full, rich business logic environment. Everything's model-driven, no low-level code ever required. We store data. We give you storage for all 3 classes of data: social data, time series, and structured data. We also provide pre-integration to many of the business systems and services you find on the web. The platform generates its own REST APIs based on your configuration. So anything that you build, you model in your world, gets immediately exposed through a REST interface. And we use that interface, and John will show you this, to build our user interfaces through our mashup builder, and also for our intelligence language, which we call Squeal, Search Query and Analysis. Third parties have access to those interfaces also. And one of the unique things about it is there's nothing in the platform whatsoever that you can do in the platform that you can't do through a REST API. So all of the development environment, that's all exposed via REST API. And they're the REST APIs that we use as a company for building our own tools. So they work, they're not buggy, they're efficient. Deployment options, so we can deploy cloud, right, for cloud scale stuff, but there are a lot of industries and markets that cloud's unacceptable right now. So we allow our customers and partners to deploy on-prem in their own data center. We can also take our whole stack, development and runtime, and run it on something as small as a Raspberry Pi. So a $35 computer can run the whole ThingWorx stack. It's important when you're dealing with expensive mining equipment or farming equipment where you want that vehicle to operate autonomously, even if it's disconnected from the sort of the phone home application. And then John's company, when we acquired him, had patented agent technology that runs on very small footprint devices like gateways, small medical machines. So again, deploy the way that makes the most sense for you. The other thing we're going to do, John will show you something that's never been seen before today. ThingWorx is releasing in September its marketplace. So when we talk about being a platform company, platform needs to have, one thing all platforms have to be actually a platform. Third parties have to be able to build and extend and put new features into the platform. Otherwise, it's not really a platform. So we built our product with that so that our partners can help take our broadly applicable platform and verticalize it or add capability to make it even more applicable in either a market segment, an industry, or a vertical application. So we have about 50 partners today. We should have about 100 by the end of the year. The App Store, it is the App Store for the Internet of Things, but we call it the Marketplace because it's not just apps that are there. We expect about 100 extensions to be there on release in middle of September. Pretty fundamentally different. You think, again, 5 million apps. No one company's got the IP to come up with all of the capability for that. So we see this as a big ecosystem play. So we go to market. Most of our product goes to market through a set of partners who verticalize it or add their technology to it to bring it to market. And so what I'd like to do is just tell you about a couple of those. Happy to be partnered with Ericsson. We have a number of areas of our partnership, but the one that we're most proud of recently is being involved in their connected car cloud, where they put us on top of the cloud and use it to build out new innovative applications for rental agencies, car dealerships, et cetera. And they're showing that at booth 918. CSC recently announced that we're in partnership with them. They're going to market on a very horizontal basis with a machine-to-machine solution that combines the ThingWorx platform with their omni-location IP, which is a mapping technology they own. They brought that together, and they now take that to market as a partner of ours. Systech, hardware and gateway manufacturer, is bringing their solutions with our platform to market in the building automation business. Eurotech, Bill did a good job showing some of the stuff we've done together. I think the fitness one's pretty interesting because there's a consumer-facing side to that, which is not where ThingWorx has historically been. Sysmex, a connected product company, makes medical analyzers. The reason I brought this up, this is a great example. They had done work with other platforms in the past, and their current view is that it was about 13 times faster to build their service management app on ThingWorx than any other solution. And last two, on-farm systems, they make irrigation controls and farm management for irrigated row crops. They save their farmers about 10% of their fresh water every year. If you think 80% of all the fresh water in the world is used for food production, it's a pretty significant contribution to society. And the last one, an unnamed food and beverage company, we're involved with them in helping them drive operational performance. They have a 300 plant rollout in the works right now. They expect to save about $300 million every year with the solution. So those are just a sample of our customers and our partners and where we're in the market. Thank you.
So thanks, Russ. So what I wanted to do is actually show you a really building a live application on the fly here. No net here. But a couple things I wanted to do is, one, to set the scenario here. We've gone from liquor to wine. Now we're going to beer. This is why we like to partner in this different market here. This particular application is a great example of what we call connected applications. In this one application that I'm going to be just clicking through here real quickly for you, we've got connectivity to iDigi. We've got connectivity to the Eurotech Everywhere Cloud. We're using labellium sensors. We're using the ThingWorx own agent connectivity. We're integrated with Ericsson's provisioning platform, with Verizon provisioning platform, an integration with SAP. Another thing to understand is that this isn't just about dashboarding. This is about building interactive applications that help our customers run their businesses. It's not the rear view, mirror view. And then even integrating with a lot of the web-based APIs, whether it's ISOs or in this case Yahoo Weather. We believe collaboration is critically important and is fundamental to the ThingWorx platform and the applications that are built in the ThingWorx platform: chat, discussion forums, wikis, blogs, and of course the social aspect and integration with Twitter here. So just in this one application, which by the way was built without writing a single line of HTML code or anything, using our drag and drop mashup builder, all those applications that Russ just showed you, same, they were built without writing a single line of code. This application was done in less than a week. And that includes all of that integration. So the question is, how do you do that? And the scenario, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how that's done in our environment. The scenario here is that brewpub just acquired and licensed ServiceMax. So they're using ServiceMax on the Salesforce cloud. They built a service infrastructure, and they want to create an application for their fleet manager. They have these refrigerated trucks so that he can manage the fleet and see where they are and what's going on with them on his iPad. So that's the scenario we've got here. Well, one thing Russ just mentioned is we just are rolling out the ThingWorx Marketplace. So let's take a look at that. And by the way, ThingWorx Marketplace, built using ThingWorx. We eat our own dog food here. I wanted to walk through some of these things here, give you an idea of some of the different categories. So we've got integrations with Grok, with Splunk, with HANA. Love some of these names, don't we? We've got partners such as Tech Mahindra building templates for vertical market applications such as produce tracking and supply chain. Integration with cloud services, Google Translate, Yahoo Weather. And in fact, for this application, I'm going to let's integrate with Twilio here too. So I'm just going to go to this Twilio extension, download and install that. Successfully installed. So let's go back here now and continue our walk through some of this integration with. Some custom widgets that our partners have created for different types of visualizations and interactions. Predefined integrations with device clouds. We've mentioned Eurotech integration with the Everywhere Cloud, with Sierra, with the iDigi platform. All of these are integrations and certainly many more to come. As far as our agent technology, being able to take that and put it on gateways such as the Systech Syslink, or even embed it directly onto devices down to a Raspberry Pi or even an Arduino. All of these different types of devices can interact with the ThingWorx platform. Certainly taking data, getting it into a back-end database, a third-party database is important as well, but we think that the application piece is just as important. A lot of standards work going on in the M2M world, and as these standards evolve and become actually used, we're very easy to create extensions that understand these different protocols. And of course, you can't have a platform in the M2M world without provisioning partners. So integration with Verizon, with Core, with Ericsson, Sierra, et cetera. And then, of course, the last one we wanted to show here is integration with enterprise systems. On the location, we talked about Salesforce, SAP. Here's that ServiceMax extension. And these extensions, by the way, include both API integration. Some of them include widgets and mashups. Some of them include device connectivity. We're going to take that ServiceMax. So now we've got that in here as well. And now we're going to build an app. So to build an app, actually we just want to go in here, take a look at our mashups. We've got an iPad template here all set up for us. And so what we're going to do here is use the widgets. These are both visualizations and interactions. We're going to bring in some data. So in this case, we've got those refrigerated trucks we talked about. So by the way, if you notice, search is built in everywhere within ThingWorx. We want to know everything there is to know about refrigerated trucks. We're going to bring in this service. And this service is just part of a model that we've created. And what I've got to do is tell that service when to execute. Oops, sorry about that. Carl's rushing me.
Just only 3 minutes, that's all.
All right. We want to tell that service when to execute, and now we want to add some visualization. So we're going to take this widget we call a data filter, which is actually very cool. It's part of our Squeal technology, and essentially allows you to give the end user real-time, customizable reporting. We're going to take a list box here and drop that on here. We're going to size that up a little bit. And of course, it seems like a requirement today. You've got to have mapping capability, so we're going to drop that on here, build that, size that up. drop it in, and here we go. And now what we're going to do is wire it up. We're going to take the data that's returned from that service invocation, drop it on our widgets, and then just do a little bit of configuration with our widgets. So in the list, we just want to display the name of, name of the truck. In our map, we similarly, but in here we want to display a location, and we'll add a couple tool tips that'll help us. I did that again. Name of the truck, and the VIN number, and we'll do, engine runtime. And then this data filter, what it does is it actually creates a query. If you notice, this thing actually takes a query input. So what we'll do here is we'll take our query, we'll wire it up in here, and we'll take our, whenever someone changes that query, we want to re-execute that service. So let's go in here and view that mashup. Here we go, we've got an iPad app, we've got our lists, we've got our map. You notice they're actually interactive. We've got a filter here, which we'll get to in 1 second, but we can actually use this to do on-the-fly reporting, show me all the trucks that have an engine runtime hour, greater than this that are within this location. But what we want to do is do this ServiceMax integration. So just real quick, let's close this guy out, and we'll add in our ServiceMax extension that we just loaded in. In ServiceMax, there's a couple things we want to do. We want to generate service requests, and then we also want to view our service requests, so we'll query them. We'll add that on here, and now real quick, we're going to take a grid, essentially a table. We're going to drop that on, size that appropriately. And one last thing we'll do, this actually could be automated, but we're going to do it manually for this demo, is we're going to add a button that lets us generate service requests. So the scenario here is for trucks that have over 500 hours runtime, we want to generate service request. Requests. And one last thing we're going to do here is we brought that Twilio extension in that actually has a mashup built into it. So we're going to use that as well. We're going to... Don't do any more? Oh.
I know you hired him for his data entry capability, but don't.
Real quick. We're just going to set this up so that we're only going to view a couple of these things, serial number, ID, description, and assign to, and we can reorder these any way we want. Done, done. So we've got that. The last thing we've got to do is when we click that button, we want to generate the service request. And when that service request is generated, we want to bring up our Twilio mashup so that we can... Hold on. All right. We're there. Yay! Hey. We can enter our messages, and there we go. All right. So, within the space of a few minutes, we've actually created an application. I didn't have time to pretty up, but suffice it to say, we can show you that at the end.